The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily represent those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting group. Get involved with Access Fort Wayne and make your own television programming. Call 421-1250 to find out more.
It's like I'm living for the first time, finally living for the first time. It's like I'm living for the first time, finally living for the first time. It's like I'm living for the first time, finally living for the first time. It's like I'm living for the first time, finally living for the first time. It's like I'm living for the first time, finally living for the first time. It's like I'm living for the first time, finally living for the first time. This is what you do, this is what you do. You make me come alive. This is what you do, this is what you do. You make me come alive. This is what you do, this is what you do. You make me come alive. This is what you do, this is what you do. You make me come alive. You make me come
L-A-I-D-S. I wonder if a student ever put that on their spelling test. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, I'm competing with the bagpacks did I say that? Bagpipes? Bagpipes up there, and thank goodness for the bagpipes. Oh, they stopped. Just thank you. I didn't know I had that much push around, that much influence around here. They heard me, so thank you, bagpipes, not backpacks.
Yeah, that's fine.
The 49th annual Johnny Appleseed Festival. Can you believe it? And that means next year's going to be a really special year. I mean, every year is a special, but wow. So, if you appreciate all the sponsors, and I didn't get a list this year, but the sponsors, whoever you are, I know Meyer is a sponsor because there's a big refrigerator truck down there, and I know they're helping with the event. And Fort Wayne, the city of Fort Wayne and the Parks Department of Fort Wayne did a lot to get all the straw bales here and put up all of the tents that are a part of the village. Some people have their own canvas. But the question is, America's Got Talent? I think that we've answered that question here at Johnny Appleseed today. And at this time, we want to welcome the spirit of Johnny Appleseed. And he has a few words for us.
Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. Please be seated. So I was up at the gravesite, right? And it's a beautiful gravesite. You just go this way and that way. And this used to be Archer. Archer owned this territory, right? Now it's Johnny Appleseed / Archer Park. So I'm looking, and it's a beautiful display there. And this kid walks up to me and he said, "Are you Johnny Appleseed?" I go, "Oh yeah, I'm Johnny Appleseed." And the kid points to the gravestone. Okay, so I'm the spirit of Johnny Appleseed. So, anyway, the main thing is, I'm not being noticed as much. Next year when I do it, I'm going to have a tin pot on my waist. He didn't really walk around with a tin pot on his head unless he was entertaining the kids and some of the people. He was born in Leominster or Leominster, however you want to pronounce it, Massachusetts.
Can you hold this for a second?
On September 26,
Keep it steady
1974.
for me, okay?
So next Thursday, the 26th of September, is my 250th birthday. Thank you. Oh, stop. Okay. So, his dad, 2 years later, his dad Nathaniel was in the Revolutionary War, 1776. And that was the year his mom had, so he was 4 years younger than Elizabeth, his sister, okay? His real name is Jonathan Chapman. That's his Christian name. It wasn't until he got to Ohio when he was doing what he was doing that they started calling him, nickname, Johnny Appleseed. So his dad was in the Revolutionary War. His younger brother, Jonathan, comes from his brother who passed away, but little Jonathan, his newborn brother, died 2 days later, okay? His dad went off to war, his mom died, so he moved with relatives. And then his mom, this is all boring, you won't remember a darn, but what happened is, then they had 10 kids, and there was 10 kids in the house. So, the houses weren't like they are now, so he was out playing in the orchards and this and that, and they gave him little side jobs for money, And so then he started, when he was a teenager, working in the orchards. And it dawned on him, because he saw these Conestoga wagons heading west, and the horse, people moving because the Revolutionary War was over. And he had an idea, because somebody told him that when they moved west, and west being Pennsylvania and Ohio, that if they grow 50 apple trees and 20 peach trees, but it was 50 fruit trees, okay? Depending upon what book you read about this, that they get 3 years that they can have 100 acres. Okay? So that's what he did, and his thought was he was going to get ahead of the people settling. Now, he followed the rivers, he followed Indian trails and animal trails, and so that's why this is on the river, because the river gave you water, and that's how they traveled. So he got at places where they would end up at, maybe a year or so later. So he planted the seeds. When they became seedlings, he then sold the seedlings to the people that wanted to homestead there. And they had 3 years to start growing apple trees. Now, you see that? Doesn't have any apples on, does it? Okay, because it takes 10 years for those trees to bear fruit. You want to see an apple? Look at that. Isn't that nice? Beautiful. That's not the apples he grew. He grew these kind. Look how ugly this is. They were called spitters. The reason why they called them spitters is when you bit into them, you spit them out because they tasted so bad. Okay? And so that's the illusion. It wasn't like in the movies, Melody and all that stuff with Disney. Wasn't running around with red apples. But these apples provided subsistence. Is that how you pronounce it, Katie? Subsistence? Oh. For the settlers, because survival was a big deal then too. And they used apples as currency. They didn't have currency back then. They just defeated the British. So a seedling, which is anywhere from here to about that big or so, he would sell for a 5 bit. I think it's a British term. It's 6 cents and a quarter. So 50 of them, and then he'd move west. Now, what's the relationship with Johnny and the Indians? Now, some people find that offensive calling them Indians, but that's what they were called because Christopher Columbus, when he came to America, was looking for India. That's where that term comes from, okay? And he learned 3 different languages, 3 different Indian languages, and he spoke, not fluent, but he spoke enough Indian that he communicated with them. And he was a herbalist or a medicinal herbalist, so he sold herbs, right, like dog fennel and wintergreen, and those kind of things to the Indians. He went to their council meetings, and he became familiar and friends with them, okay? So they thought of him not as a medicine man, but someone who could cure you with his herbs. All right, so now he went what's called the Connecticut Path from Longmeadow, Massachusetts, Allegheny Mountains, and around Pittsburgh they had the cider mills, and that's where he got his seeds, okay, along the Allegheny River and this and that. And so he'd go into Ohio from Warren and Pittsburgh, and he'd plant them by the river where he knew they were coming, and he sold them, and that's how he made money. Now, when he passed away, and yes, he did pass away in Fort Wayne. He was at Archer Park by the river, right? And he, when he died on March 18th, 1845, there was a snowstorm, and he went to build up they kept the animals out with like fences made out of, not like fences we have now. He got pneumonia, and at the Worth family home, on that day, he passed away. And there's his gravesite right up on the hill. So, now that I'm the spirit of Johnny, I can say a little bit about what happened after him, right? During Prohibition, the FBI cut down all the darn apple trees. Why? Because hard cider was, let's face it, booze. So there was only one tree left in the United States, and that's in Nova, Ohio. Now I'm going to have Bob come up. Bob is a historian, a retired school teacher. He's got a neat-looking hat, neater than mine, and he is going to explain a little bit about that. Okay? Here you go.
Thank you, Johnny. You don't have to go away. Hey, Johnny, you know what kind of an apple is not an apple?
No.
A pineapple. Good, excellent groans. Good, excellent groans. And you know why the apple did not cross the road?
No.
You ran out of juice. I feel that way some days. Well, the topic that Johnny is referring to is, yes, there were very few of his apples left, and I don't know if it's still there in Nova, Ohio. Is it? It's still there? Or other descendants? And so there is a orchardman, would you call it what was the proper term? I'm a historian, not a agronomist. But at the right time of year, cuttings can be taken from the branches, and they can be attached to rootstock of other varieties, and that's called grafting. And cuttings from that tree in Nova, Ohio, came to Allen County. And a farmer whose name was Karsten Rettram lived here in Allen County on a large family farm for many, 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 many years. Just about 7 years ago, in his late 90s, he was having to sell the farm, and it was to a developer. And he so feared, and he had a tree, an apple tree, of the variety Rambo, grown from a cutting from the tree in Nova, Ohio. Have you heard the song, "There's a log in the bottom of the sea, there's a bump on the log in the bottom"? Well, it's kind of like that. The Johnny planted trees, the last one's in Nova, Ohio. We cut off little bits, attach it to other trees to keep that genetic stock going. And one of those trees, grown from his tree, was growing here for many, many years in Allen County, and it was now in jeopardy. So Karsten Rettram and his family funded a professional landscaper to move a fully grown apple tree, and they needed a place for it to go. So they came to us at Fort Wayne's historical fort on Spy Run. We're in a little city park, so we operate the fort on behalf of the Fort Wayne Parks and Recreation Department, City of Fort Wayne. And so they said they wanted it somewhere near the fort so people can come and see it, and it would be cared for. And a local group called, I think it's like the Fort Wayne Fruit Growers Club, they tend it, and they remove cuttings, and they can keep the cycle going. Well, it was seriously stressed in the move. A huge truck, a massive truck, comes and takes a big divot out of the ground and sets it aside, and they go for that fully grown tree. It's called a tree spade, and they remove a huge piece of ground and lift that tree up and transport it and put it down in the divot that they made right next to the fort. So any day, we don't have daily hours or have staff there, but any day of the week you can park on Spy Run on the east side and follow the River Greenway and go under all of the traffic. I love NASCAR, just not in my backyard. So walk under the new Veterans Memorial Bridge over to the grounds of historic Fort Wayne and just follow the path down toward the fort, and off to your left there's a large apple tree. It was covered, for the first time in all these years, it was covered in blossoms, and it had apples on them, and I haven't seen one of them. souvenir takers maybe, I don't know, but that's neither here nor there. The tree was saved, and it's here in Fort Wayne. You can touch the spirit of Johnny Appleseed any day of the week. Come and see that tree. Get a selfie with the tree.
All right, you want to hear some interesting facts? After Prohibition, the apple industry got a hit because of that, and so the apple industry, the term an apple a day keeps the doctor away. That's from back when they did away with Prohibition. Okay? You want to hear another interesting fact? You know when you call someone square? He's a square. Well, back in the old days, the shoes were square, but then they became, the design like pointed and this and that. But some people stuck with the square shoe, and people will go, he's a square. But that the connotation now is he's kind of a square, right? Yeah. Okay. So, interesting fact also, next year, Saturday and Sunday, it's always the third Saturday and Sunday of September is our 50th anniversary of the Johnny Appleseed Festival. Yes. Now, I talked to you about the pot on the head. There's a guy walking around here with a pot on. He's hilarious. It's great. But actually, it was like I mentioned before, it was more of a prop. But next year, I'm going to have it tied to my waist so they see the pot. Because I have to walk up to people with pencils and go, "Hi, I'm Johnny Appleseed. Would you like a pencil?" And then I start telling them about Johnny Appleseed.
I have the fresh batteries here.
But I'm blessed that they asked me to do it.
Yeah.
I have no fear of audiences. Bob has no fear also. And it's a wonderful subject. I gave 30 pencils to a teacher, and they're going to do a project about Johnny Appleseed. So Johnny Appleseed is not a character that we came up with. It was a real person. Like I mentioned, he ended up with 1,200 acres when he passed away. Shrewd businessman. Do you have any questions about
What?
Johnny Appleseed?
I thought you said something.
Yes.
Why he said that?
Yeah.
Go
Somebody
ahead.
said on the bus the other day, he's not real. He is.
He died on March the 18th, 1845 at the age of 70. And back then, that
71.
was very old. That's like late 80s
I think he
now.
died at
Usually they
71.
didn't live much longer than 50.
He
Old
was
people
71
were
he died,
60.
I think.
But because of medicine and all that, people last a lot longer now. But that's a very good question. Thank you. Yes, sir. Well, he looked like a pauper, and people said, I thought Johnny Appleseed walked around with bare feet. Well, he did most of the time, but he was such a generous person. If you wanted a pair of shoes, he'd just give them to you. He's the most generous person I ever knew. What was the question again? Oh, was he wealthy? Yeah, 1,200 acres is what he ended up with when he passed away. He's actually very wealthy. What happened, it was sold and given families, like he talked about a family. Yeah, they inherited. Yes, sir. Pardon me? Am I a relative? No, I'm not. Your wife is? A Chapman. Where are you from? Come up here. Come on. Get up here. Here. No, we want to hear about this. Come on. We want to hear about it. That's interesting. Come on.
You're doing good. Look up at your
And your name is?
Yeah.
Kent?
I'm just fiddling with my pencil
His
puppet.
wife, well,
That's okay,
explain.
puppet.
His wife is a Chapman. Go ahead, real quick.
My wife is a Chapman. She was related to Johnny Appleseed way back when. Anyways, at one time, Johnny Appleseed owned all the land you can see from 469 and 37. Anywhere you look in any direction, Johnny Appleseed
I'm
used to
gonna
own
keep
that
it up
land.
so we'll see it.
Her
We're gonna do
grandmother
it that way.
died
It goes
2
like
years
that.
ago, and I think that's the last piece of the Chapman land that they owned. Once they sold her land, that was it. But the Chapmans did used to own all that land up around, that's towards Harlan and Grable area, is where
I don't know where
he
they're
had
at.
a lot of his land.
Thank you.
Yay!
Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Can you play the flute?
Did he play the flute?
No. Can you play the flute?
Can I play the flute? No. That guy can. Right there.
Yeah, can you play that flute again?
Get it? Yep. And he'll explain the instrument and he'll play a little song on it. Yeah, very good question. Is that instruments are in the tent? Can you whistle a tune? Yes.
I can play the jaw harp.
Ah, the jaw harp.
This is not, well, I don't know if it's a joke or not, but I mean, seriously, this is a very ancient, every culture has an analog to this or something. It is old, it is a single note, but you name any song and I can play it. Any song. Someone, a song we can clap to? Young lady, big voice.
Row, row, row your boat.
Oh, We Will Rock You by Queen. So someone has to sing while
Yay.
they accompany me, so. That's my,
Yeah,
no flute.
yeah, maybe be careful and not try to do that.
Yes, ma'am. A question.
You weren't trying to hurt yourself, but you just did. It's okay.
Good question.
Be careful.
No, he was. His religion was Swedenborg. The church, the new church. Emmanuel Swedenborg is the one that started that, and their belief is you don't get married till you pass. So your spouse
Yeah,
you
probably
find
because it sticks
in
to you.
heaven.
That's probably why. Could you get like?
Where did he
extra
miss out?
hair down
Hello.
here? That's probably why she's not sitting on it.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yes. Good question. Was he a fan of hard cider? Yes, because they bought a lot of that. So you get the cider, you make apple dumplings, you make apple butter, apple this, apple that. It becomes, when it becomes,
Apple pie.
when it ferments, then it's about
Applesauce.
3% alcohol. Yeah, and a lot of those people, the dads and all that, drank that. But they had to use some of that hard cider because the water was so bad that they mixed vinegar with the water, so it was drinkable. Yeah. But that's why the FBI cut all those darn trees down, because they were still moonshining apple cider. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Why did the apple cross the road? No, sorry. Why did not the apple cross the road? It was out of juice. Get it? Juice? Anyway, go ahead. You got a question?
We just got down here, so you may have already answered it. But
Yes.
say a little bit about the pan that he used to have on his head, what all he used it for.
Yes. So I've thought about getting that, but the people who are on the board said no. He only wore that to entertain. That's a myth. It would be too darn hot in the summer, too cold in the winter. But he wore a lot of different hats. Sometimes he had a beard, sometimes he didn't. But this tattered clothing, he dressed almost like a vagrant. Why? Because he gave a lot of clothes away. One of the most generous people there was. A little lesson about generosity, you know. Yes, ma'am. How did he entertain? He told stories, many of which he told what they call tall tales.
Flip it up.
There's another word for it, but I can't use it in front of all the kids, right? But yes, he did that, and then that Swedenborg Bible, he ripped pages out and he gave it to the farmers or the pioneers, and he shared. He was a big fan of reading and education, even though he didn't have any more than a high school education or what it was back then, yes. Would you like to see me tap dance?
Yeah.
Well, I don't tap dance. By the way, I'm going to tell you, I'll be honest with you. This is a smaller spitter. They call them spitters because they spat them out there. They tasted so bad. Guess where I got it? There's a crabapple tree right when you pull off Parnell Avenue. That's just where I got it from. But a lot of people think they're beautiful apples. They didn't have beautiful apples. Yeah, and these were used for cooking. And when they became vinegar, the apple juice down the road, then it was used as a preservative. But he was very bright about that. Like, what's the name of the flower? People get. How many people here have allergies?
My dad does. My dad has an allergy.
Goldenrod, that weed. Do you ever get allergies from goldenrod? Okay, so the bees will eat the blossoms on the goldenrod, okay, which would give you allergies. But once you got the honey from the bee and you consumed the honey, then you didn't have any allergies. But it had to be local, okay? So I got some honey today from Middlebury. That's good, but if you get too far away from your area, then the medicinal value of honey isn't effective. That's interesting. But he would never, like I said, he never had any weapons, and he wouldn't kill a fly, you know. And there was a story about him with a wolf that was caught in the trap. He took it, helped it out of the trap, and that wolf followed him around for about 4 years. By the way, if you ever want to go on a little run, the museum for Johnny Appleseed is in Urbana, Ohio, right near Piqua and Dayton. And that's the biggest museum for Johnny Appleseed. And it's, as Siri would say on the radio in the car, right? Whatever a car is. Hello. 2 hours and 16 minutes. And if you ever want to do a report on that, it's an excellent place to get knowledge about that person, Johnny Appleseed. Go ahead.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Spirit of Johnny. We'll look forward to good people want to talk to you, so go among them. We're going to take just a tiny little break for our tech crew to help set up for our next musical guest, Benson and Shane.
Stop it.
Music.
be the same note. So here's this. Well, that was too much breath pressure. So what can you do with that feature? Well, it's kind of neat. I'm going to play a tune that I created when I first started playing called Magic Forest Dance. My friend Matt's heard this bunches of time, and I'm going to play it on the melody side first, and then the second time around I'm going to kick in the drone side. So, then Magic Forest Dance. With the drone.
What'd you say?
I said, when you find that, I'll know this.
Okay. I wonder.
What time is it?
5 till. You girls think you can do it?
I can do it.
Yeah. We're going to make a special feature to the show. I think we're going to pull it off. I've been trying to get the sing-along happening, and a lot of people don't sing along because a lot of people don't know the words to the songs or too shy or something like that. I'm going to try to bring it out of the shyness and remind you of the words. I learned a trick from a Japanese fellow down the road. He taught me to do the thing we call ye olde karaoke. Yeah, that's right. We're going to do Johnny Appleseed's very favorite song, and the girls are going to remind you of the words with the scrolls. Most people remember that first verse, but we have a second and third verse, and the girls are going to remind you of. You can read the scrolls and sing along. A Yankee Doodle went to town, riding on a pony. Stuck a feather in his hat and called it macaroni. Punchy Doodle, keep it up, Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music in the step, and with the girls be handy. All right, first verse, and everybody knows that, right? Now, Barbara's gonna remind you of the words. The second verse.
I know who that is.
Maybe not upside down. Okay. Father and I went down to Captain along with Captain Goody. There we saw the men and boys as thick as hasty pudding. Yankee Doodle, keep it up, Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music and the step, and with the girls be handy. All right. I think I heard a couple people sing on. Third verse, a little different. I like just the tray used on my grandson going to help you in the third verse.
Is that upside down?
There was Captain Washington upon his strapping stallion, shouting orders to his men, must have been a million. Yankee Doodle, keep it up, Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music and the stuff, and with the girls be handy. Yeah! Oh, remember, Hank? Yes, Johnny Appleseed's favorite song. We got to do the first verse because everybody knows that. Right. Come on, let's do the first verse again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yankee Doodle went to town, riding on a pony. Stuck a feather in his hat called a macaroni. Yankee Doodle, keep it up, Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music and the stepping with the music handy. One more time, Yankee Doodle went to town, riding on a pony. Stuck a feather in his hat and called it macaroni. Yankee Doodle, Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music and the stuffing with the good candy. Yeah. Johnny's favorite song. Good job, Bill. Thank you, girl.
To last through all the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gonna celebrate your party with you. Come on. Celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Celebration. We're gonna celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? Everyone around the world, come on. Yeah. It's your celebration.
To last throughout the years.
So bring your good times and your laughter too.
We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on now.
Guys, sing the elephant trick. We're going to do it again in just a moment. But in the meantime, I want to do a card trick, because magicians never do those. But I'm going to do one here. I don't know if any of you have ever seen one of these. Let me ask you this, Joe. Have you ever seen one of these? You know what it is? That's an imaginary deck of cards. Watch this. I'm going to throw these to you. Catch them. Here they come. Good job, Joe. Throw them back. Good job. Did you feel kind of goofy doing that? Oh, no, don't, because when you threw it, they all ducked out of the way. It's an imaginary deck of cards. I'm going to toss this out to somebody. How about you, sir, with the glasses? You got a hat on? Yep. Catch these. Here they come. You ready? Use your acting skills. This is big-time stuff. You're in showbiz now. Here it comes. Good job. Great. What's your name? Alex, would you rise? Not off the ground, just stand up, Alex. All right, Alex, it's going to be important you use your acting skills here because the eyes of the world are on you right now. You could end up on the internet, you don't even know. Use your acting skills. Take that deck of cards, that imaginary deck of cards, and give them a real good shuffle. Mix them up real good. Now, do you feel good doing that? Yeah? Well, take them out of the box before you do any more, okay? Hand the box to the man sitting next to you. He'll feel just like you do. Hold on to that. Don't lose it. Now, Alex, here's what I want you to do. Spread the cards into a fan, okay? What's your name? Am I getting it wrong? Alex? Okay. Alex, go to any adult here and have them take a card. Somebody who knows one card from another, that's important. You won't know that, but we'll find out. Go ahead and take a card. Somebody you don't like, go ahead and take one. No, just one, Alex. No. This will be too long of a show otherwise. All right, sir. Have you got a card? Good. Look at it and memorize it. In a second, I want you to show it to everybody. Just to make sure that I don't cheat, I will now blindfold myself. Okay, show it around. Okay, now, do you feel goofy doing that? Yeah, well, you should. What are you smiling about? You're holding the box. All right, turn that card upside down, man who took the card. Turn it upside down. Don't forget what it is. Put it back in the deck that Alex is holding there. Good job. Alex, put the cards back in the box. Good, that's what we call overacting, Alex. Good job. You may sit down. Give Alex a round of applause. Good job, man. Sir in the red shirt, throw the cards up here to me. Good job. Watch this. You will not believe this, folks. It's the best part of the show, sadly. Watch. Thanks for that sudden burst of indifference, y'all. The gentleman who took the card in the red shirt, what's your name, sir? What is it? Kip? Tim, with a T-I-M? That's correct. I'm telepathetic. Tim, have we ever met? We have not. That's Scout's honor. Let's review. We took an imaginary deck of cards. We gave it a shuffle, right? We had one card looked at by you. You showed it to everybody. You turned it upside down. You put it back in the deck. The deck was placed in the box. The box thrown up here to me. And I'm standing here right now, Tim, with a deck of cards in which there is one card and one card only upside down. Wouldn't it be amazing, Tim? Stay with me. Wouldn't it be amazing if it was the one you looked at? You bet your boots it would. Now, I didn't see the card, so when I say now in a clear voice so that everybody will hear it, I want you to name it out loud. Ready? Now.
Ace of Hearts.
9 of diamonds? Yep. Wrong! You saw it, Alex. 9 of diamonds? Oh, great. He lies. You swear to it. Thanks, buddy. There's one card in here, folks. 9 of diamonds. Upside down. I don't know what it is, 9 of diamonds, but there's one upside down. Let's go through here. There's one card in here upside down. Now, I can't guarantee it's going to be your card, Tim, but if it is, this will be the greatest trick I've ever done. There's one card there upside down. There it is. We go through the rest of the deck. You can see that's the only one. That's it. I'm going to cut this card to the face of the deck. Now, Tim, I am so sure that the card here in my hand is going to be the 9 of diamonds, that if it isn't, Alex will give you $50. Thanks for helping, Alex. Tim, what card do you think I'm holding here? 9 of diamonds? You said 8 of diamonds, didn't you?
9 diamonds.
What card do you think I'm holding? 9 of diamonds? Yes.
He said 9.
Thank you.
He said 9. Yay!
Let's hear it for Alex and Tim, everybody.
Happy holidays from all of us at Parkview Health.
On the first day of Christmas, my Parkview gave to me a hospital in my community. On the second day of Christmas, my Parkview gave to me 2 acts of love and a hospital in my community. On the third day of Christmas, my Parkview gave to me 3 true friends, 2 acts of love and a hospital in my community. On the fourth day of Christmas, my Parkview gave to me 4 healing cures, 3 true friends, 2 acts of love and a hospital in my community. On the fifth day of Christmas, my Parkview gave to me 5 days with wings, 4 healing cures, 3 true friends, 2 acts of love and a hospital in my community. On the sixth day of Christmas, my Parkview gave to me 6 nurses slaying, 5 days with wings, 4 healing cures, 3 true friends, 2 acts of love and a hospital in my community. On the seventh day of Christmas, my Parkview gave to me 7 trainers treating, 6 nurses slaying, 5 days with wings, 4 healing cures, 3 true friends, 2 acts of love and a hospital in my community. On the 8th day of Christmas, my Parkview gave to me 8 teammates swinging, 7 trainers treating, 6 nurses slaying, 5 days with wings, 4 healing cures, 3 true friends, 2 acts of love and a hospital in my community. On the 9th day of Christmas, my Parkview gave to me 9 doctors dancing, 8 teammates training, 7 trainers treating, 6 nurses swaying, 5 days with wings, 4 healing cures, 3 true friends, 2 acts of love and a hospital in my community. On the 10th day of Christmas, my Parkview gave to me 10 Texas sweeping, 9 doctors dancing, 8 teammates swimming, 7 trainers treating, 6 nurses swaying, 5 days with wings, 4 healing cures, 3 true friends, 2 acts of love and a hospital in my community. On the 11th day of Christmas, my Parkview gave to me 11 ambulance typing, 10 Texas swimming, 9 doctors dancing, 8 teammates swinging, 7 trainers treating, 6 nurses swaying, 5 days with wings, 4 healing cures, 3 true friends, 2 acts of love and a hospital in my community. On the 12th day of Christmas, my Parkview gave to me 12 drummers drumming, 11 ambulance typing, 10 Texas swimming, 9 doctors dancing, 8 teammates swinging, 7 trainers treating, 6 nurses swaying, 5